All right, being 6 o'clock, I'm going to call the Coos Bay City Council meeting to order. Would you all rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone, and welcome. So the first item on the agenda this evening, first of all, I want to mention that Councilor Lucinda DeNovo won't be attending, or also Councilor Sarah Stevens. They're both. Oh, hi, Sarah. I'm sorry, I didn't see you on there earlier. Okay, you snuck in. So I apologize. Sarah will be virtual with Carmen Matthews. So we'll get started. Public comments is the first item on the agenda this evening. This will be the time that anyone would like to come forth and speak about something. Preferably, come on up, Ken, you're first. I know you're on the list. Preferably something that's not on the agenda. But either way, go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. I just want to say thank you very much for all the work and hard work that you do for the city. And I want to thank the police department, fire department, hospitals, all that. And the second one is about the library. My suggestion is to consider Newmark and LeClaire. It's in a good location, and it's on a main thoroughfare, or rebuild the one downtown because everybody is familiar with it, knows where it's at, got good attendance. The one that I would oppose is the one at the Empire Lakes because it's out of the way, and the reason I think the ballot measure failed was the location. People, didn't want it built in a park. So that's all.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We will keep working to find a location that is suitable for everyone. We got an indication maybe the John Toppis Park might not be the right area, but we're going to do some more research, and that's why we have 4 options at the moment. We might even have a 5th, who knows, but we're going to start with the 4, and we'll go from there. But thanks for the comments. Anyone else? Yes.
If I could kindly request the mayor and the council consider adding an agenda item.
I apologize, Roger, you're correct.
We are fairly new with our new agenda software. Report was written. In fact, I provided to council an email on that topic last week, and unfortunately the agenda item didn't get pushed out. It does have considerable impact if it's not considered tonight, up to $100,000 additional cost.
So what we'll do, council, if everyone's agreeable, we'll put it under number E for under the action items. Under F, I apologize, we already have E. So F, to consider approval of a purchase of a fire engine, report by Mark Anderson, and as Roger mentioned, it's sitting in front of us when we get to it. Next, we will not have a consent calendar this evening, even though it's on there. There is no consent calendar. So next item, or presentations, neither one. Action items, approval of a National Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month proclamation. Chris or Julie or anyone else?
Yeah, I'm going to start us off, and then Julie from the Kids Hope Center is going to actually read the proclamation. So by presidential proclamation since 1983, the month of April has been known as the National Child Abuse Prevention Month. The common goal for this month is to raise awareness about child abuse and how to prevent it. Prevention can only be accomplished if, as a society and as individuals, responsibility is taken to offer parents and families the support and tools they need to provide healthy, nourishing homes for their children. And also, tomorrow, April 5th, 2023, will be the annual Pinwheel Day at the Kids Hope Center, where staff and volunteers will place pinwheels around the center for the child abuse awareness. And with that, if Julie would mind reading the proclamation.
Right. I just must say it is very nice to be here without all that stuff between everyone. Feels so much nicer here. Okay. Whereas nearly 5 children die every day in America from abuse and neglect, whereas a high number of children ages 0 to 18 in Coos County, Oregon, are victims of neglect and abuse each year, and whereas, based on a presidential proclamation, the month of April has been recognized as National Child Abuse Prevention Month, and whereas the victory of child abuse and neglect will not be achieved without the support of the entire community and the recognition of the importance of awareness raising to decrease incidents of abuse and support child abuse victims and their families, and whereas each April, Bay Area Hospital Kids Hope Center and other supporters of the child advocacy and abuse prevention movement ask the community to join the outreach efforts and reduce and prevent child abuse.
Now therefore, I, Joe Benetti, Mayor of the City of Coos Bay, hereby proclaim April 2023 to be Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month in the City of Coos Bay, and encourage all citizens to join in a national effort to raise awareness and help prevent child abuse and neglect. Thank you for reading it. You guys do an awesome job, and it's wonderful. I see that you're going to have your event again, and I'm sure it'll be hugely successful again. So,
Right.
we have a proclamation before us, Council. How would you like to proceed on this?
I move we approve the proclamation designated April 2023 as Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the proclamation for Child Abuse Awareness and Prevention Month, proclamation for 2023. Any other comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it passes. Thank you, and thank you for reading that, Julie. Next item on the agenda is approval of National Telecommunicators Week proclamation.
Yeah,
Chief?
I'll start us off again.
Thank you.
And actually, Kristen and Kaylee are going to come up and read the proclamation, and they're both two of our 911 dispatchers. So the week of April 9th through the 15th of 2023 is designated as the National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. This proclamation signifies that the City of Coos Bay, as a community, which recognize the important contribution public safety telecommunicators make each day. The professionalism and dedication each telecommunicator gives to their job ensures that every 911 call will be answered promptly and efficiently, and they will contribute to keeping the citizens and the city they serve safe. The personnel that staffs our telecommunications center work diligently to ensure that over 98% of the 911 calls are answered within 10 seconds or less. This year, the week of April 9th through the 15th is designated as the National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. This week is designated as a time when citizens can thank public safety men and women who respond to emergency calls and dispatch emergency professionals and equipment during times of crisis. And with that, I'll have Kristen come forth and Kaylee come forth and read the proclamation.
Whereas emergencies can occur at any time that require police, fire, or emergency medical services, and whereas when an emergency occurs, that the prompt response of police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property, and whereas the safety of our police officers and firefighters is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone or text the 911 dispatch center at the Coos Bay Police Department, and whereas public safety communicators are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services, and whereas public safety communicators are the single vital link for our police officers and firefighters by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety. And whereas public safety telecommunicators of the Coos Bay Police Department have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients, and whereas each telecommunicator has exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of their job in the past year.
Therefore, be it resolved that I, Joe Benetti, Mayor of the City of Coos Bay, hereby proclaim April 9th through the 15th, 2023 to be National Telecommunicators Week, Communications Week. in the Coos Bay in honor of the telecommunicators who diligent and professionalism keep our city and citizens safe. And by far you do. I know it's a tough job. I appreciate all you do. I understand it's just a test you got to take. You got to be pretty special to pass it. So anyway, I don't think I could do it. In fact, I'm sure of it. Anyway, thank you for all you do. Council, we need a motion and a second to approve this, please.
I move that we approve the National Telecommunicators Week proclamation by naming the week of April 9th through 15th, 2023 as National Telecommunicators Week for the city of Coos Bay.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the National Telecommunicators Week proclamation for 2023. Any other comments or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it passes. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. Next item on the agenda is the approval of a National Volunteer Week proclamation. Nicole?
Yes, thank you. National Volunteer Week is April 16th through the 22nd. The community benefits greatly by the work of the volunteers that we have within our community here, providing services such as volunteer firefighters, reserve police officers, disabled parking enforcement, park or marina hosts. They also volunteer in the library. We also have several individuals who volunteer to serve on one of our many boards, some of those being our Budget Committee, Planning Commission, Design Assistance Team, the Library Board, Parks Commission, Tree Board, the Coos Bay North Bend Water Board, Library Facility Steering Committee, of course, City Council,
You're going to forget us.
and the Urban Renewal Agency. Collectively, that's around 170 citizens who are donating their time to help serve this community. So we are presenting to council for your approval tonight, and adoption is a proclamation to acknowledge National Volunteer Week for the week of April 16th through the 22nd.
Okay. Want me to read it? Or you want to?
No, I can do that.
Okay.
So whereas National Volunteer Week has been observed annually since 1974 at all governmental levels and recognizes volunteerism, participation, sharing, and working together to make a difference. And whereas National Volunteer Week is an opportunity to honor the countless individuals who selflessly invest in the lives of others. And whereas the City of Coos Bay has an outstanding group of citizen volunteers who give their time and talents to help shape our government and offer valuable insights, which can affect positive change. And whereas our community depends on volunteers for many programs which play an important role throughout the community by building a successful, strong, and vibrant community.
Now, therefore, be it resolved, I, Joe Benetti, Mayor of the City of Coos Bay, do hereby proclaim the week of April 16th through the 22nd, 2023, to be National Volunteer Week in Coos Bay to honor and recognize the individuals who have made a difference in our community. And I just want to say 170 volunteers she mentioned, but there's many more that also participate, just like in cleaning up the parks and different things. So we are very fortunate to have the volunteers that we do. Without the volunteers, we would not be able to do many things that we do. So they make it much better for us. So thank you. Council, with that being said, we need a motion and a second to approve this, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the proclamation celebrating National Volunteer Week in Coos Bay.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded and to approve the National Volunteer Week proclamation of April 16th through the 22nd, 2023. Is there any other discussion or comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it passes. Thank you. The next item is consideration to cancel the April 25th, 2023 Joint City Council URA Board Work Session. Roger?
Did you want to do the no parking zone?
We could, you want the, yes, I do. I just skipped right over D. I had it checked off. My apologies. I'm getting ahead of it. I want this meeting to get over quicker than it's going to happen. So anyway, consideration to implement 2 no parking zones along with South 2nd Street Boulevard between Ingersoll and Johnson Avenues. Jim?
Thank you. Back in March, on March 7th, Jennifer introduce this subject to you about those 2 no parking zones. We said we'd bring you a resolution, and that's what we have here. Christine, you want to put the slides up? Anyhow, the JBM Properties owns an asphalt parking lot at on the east side of 2nd Avenue, South 2nd Avenue, or street, between Ingersoll and Johnson. And let's see, there's the location there. The property is located, like I said, along the east side of the 2nd Street. JBM is going to build a commercial building on that property that'll house up to 6 different businesses. And they've gone through the land use approval process and are now going through the permitting process. As part of the land use process, they were conditioned that they could not have any of their automobiles coming out of the parking lot, backing onto 2nd Street. And this requirement comes straight from the city's municipal code parking design standards that states that parking lots with 4 or more spaces must be designed so that automobiles will not back into public streets. The applicant is asking for a design exception. They are supporting the design exception by citing the 2018 American Association of State Highway Transportation Officials, or AASHTO Green Book. This book is a reference that's recognized nationally for these types of issues. Per this Green Book, the stopping distance for a street with a posted speed limit of 25 miles per hour is 155 feet. The applicant is stating that vehicles traveling north or south would have the required stopping distance to avoid an accident should a vehicle be backing out of the JBM Properties parking lot. In general, staff agrees with the design exception, with the caveat that the areas immediately north and south of the proposed driveways be posted and curbs painted as no parking zones. The no parking zones would consist of approximately 40 feet to the north and 35 feet to the south of the proposed driveway. Staff sent a letter to the surrounding properties along this street requesting feedback, and no feedback or opposition was received. Attached to this staff report is a resolution for council's consideration to create these 2 new no parking zones. And there are no public budget implications for the city at this point. The applicant would be responsible for installing the no parking zones, but in the future the city would maintain the painting on the curbs. If it pleases the council, consider approval of resolution 23-06 that will create 2 new no parking zones along South 2nd Street between Ingersoll and Johnson Avenues.
Council, any questions for Jim on this? So I'm guessing that staff went down, looked at this, and thought it was appropriate, and they don't see any problems with moving this forward. Otherwise, it wouldn't be forward.
That's correct.
All right. All right, Council, how would you like to proceed on this resolution?
I'll move that we approve resolution 2306 that will create two new no parking zones along South 2nd Street between Ingersoll and Johnson Avenues.
Second.
Go ahead.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 23-06. Are there any other discussions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, it passes. All right, now we're on E, that I was ahead of. Consideration to cancel April 25th, 2023 joint City Council URA Board Work Session. Roger.
Yes, as a matter of practice, the council has, in addition to holding your 2 regular meetings on the 1st and 3rd Tuesdays of each month, you've held a 3rd meeting on the 4th meeting of the month, and that is a work session. Staff is requesting that the council consider canceling this month's work session as Councilor Farmer, Assistant City Manager Nicole Rutherford, and myself will be away and attending the League of Oregon Cities Conference with representatives from 241 other cities. so you might be a little light on staff. So we put that up for your consideration.
So how do you feel, council? Do you want to continue with the work session? We could muddle through if we needed to, but if not, it'd be one less meeting that we would be attending for April. I also will, I could attend virtually, but I'd be out of town, so.
I'm okay with canceling it. Melissa, you don't want to sit in for those guys?
I'm fine with that.
She got a big smile, that's about it. Carmen, Sarah, you all right with that?
I'm okay with it.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
That's all we need, just need a consensus.
All right. I don't know if Carmen and Sarah got this, but we have an agenda, the added agenda item to approve the purchase of a fire engine. We're moving this up and trying to expedite it, and Chief Anderson will, is he here? Oh,
I'll take care of that. Thank you.
oh, I'm sorry. You're taller than I was. Never mind.
Thanks. With Chief Anderson not here, you don't have to watch his PowerPoint presentation either.
Very good. Mark will never get away from that.
So the fire department operates a fleet of firefighting apparatus that are specifically designed for the efficient and safe delivery of fire protection services. The most notable of these fire trucks include a ladder truck and 4 fire engines. While the city has a full-time mechanic that has vigilantly serviced and maintained these trucks, time and heavy use has taken its toll. The older trucks are prone to mechanical failure and replacement parts are difficult to find. The National Fire Protection Association, NFPA Standard 1901, considers the apparatus are obsolete after 20 years of service, and after 25 years, fire apparatus should be replaced. The 4 engines in the city's fleet were built in 1994, 2006, 2009, and 2019. In early March, the fire department staff were made aware that impending EPA regulations were going to have a significant impact on the price of fire apparatus. The current 2019 engine we have was purchased right around $510,000. The beginning of January 2026, Cummins will switch over from their L9 series motor to an unproven but EPA compliant X10 series. This change will effectively add at least $100,000 to the purchase price of a fire engine. Because it takes 24 to 30 months to build a fire engine, any purchases made after May 1st, 2023 will include the X10 motor and the subsequent increases in cost. Staff contacted representatives from the contract districts of Libby, Bunker Hill, and Timber Park to determine if they have the capacity or an interest in contributing a share of the cost of the fire engine. At the time of this staff report, 2 of the 3 got back to us and believe they could financially support a share in the purchase of a new fire engine. As far as budget, the cost to purchase a fire engine using the same specifications as the fire engine that was purchased in 2018 is now $787,755. This price is for the Pierce Enforcer, which will be purchased through a government purchasing program. As you can see in your staff report, there's 4 different options that we've been able to determine. The first one is pay in full within 30 days of order for a reduced total purchase price of $735,978. This is a discount of just under $52,000. Option 2, pay $315,102, which is 40% within 30 days of order. Pay the 30% by July 8th, 2024, and then the balance of $206,239 upon completion of the build, which total price would be $757,667, which is a discount of just over $30,000. Option 3, pay $315,102, which is 40% upfront within 30 days of order. The balance of $445,025 at completion of the build for a total purchase price of $760,127. The final one would be a lease purchase, the vehicle with 5 annual payments of $169,100 beginning in April 2026 for a total purchase price of $845,500. So due to the significant cost of replacing fire apparatus, several years ago, the city established a fire equipment reserve fund. This savings account is intended to soften the impact of these big-ticket items. The city currently has $279,928 in that reserve fund. This fund is expected to increase by roughly $50,000 annually over the next few years for a total anticipated balance of $380,000 by May of 2025. Based on the assessed value of the fire district's alarm responses and perceived benefit, the contract districts were asked to provide the following: Bunker Hill, $54,000, Libby Rural Fire Protection, $92,400, and Timber Park, $38,600, for a total contribution of $185,000. With roughly $565,000 in actual anticipated assets, the city would need to commit an additional $195,000 by May of 2025 to complete the purchase of this fire truck.
So as far as financing, staff is suggesting we look at option 3. The additional $195,000 is anticipated to come through timber sales, which we'll have before the engine is built. So we believe we have enough resources to go ahead and make the purchase, but not all at once.
Okay, council questions?
Yeah, I have a question. It's my understanding that Pierce has in their contract that they can charge surcharges over the length of time that they're building it. Did we have any of those on the lot? You went through Pierce last time too, didn't you?
That I don't know for sure. I do know that the original purchase price is there, and then you get discounts for different things, and that is how you save money over time, or by the different purchase plans, but they come off discounts off of it. But I'm not sure 100% how all that works.
I'm just wondering, did you shop around at all, or do we just shop through Pierce alone?
So a couple things. We've had a couple other brands, manufacturers in the past. The biggest selling feature for us is that we have a local service company out of Eugene that services the parts. Our city mechanic is very versed in the maintenance of Pierce equipment and the Cummins engine specifically. And for the style of chassis and fire engine we want, what works best for our city, the Pierce Enforcer meets that design spec. So some other ones do the commercial chassis versus a custom chassis, and the commercial ones just don't operate as effectively inside the city.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Comments on this?
Did we have any delays in the timber sales on the last go-round?
I believe we've extended our timber sales to incorporate more time to attract more offers. So in years past, it would be a year-long timber sale, and then other years, because of the climate, the bidding climate, we extended that to a longer period of time. So we're still, I believe, waiting on some, and we have not gone out for our other timber sale, if I got that correctly. So we'll be without, in the budget, we'll show that we'll be without timber revenues coming in this next budget year. They'll be probably both coming in the year after.
So 2025?
Correct.
Okay. And that's when this final payment would be necessary, correct?
Yes, once it's built. It's
Right.
between 24 and 30 months away. Our hope is, and what we've been shared with us since we wrote this report, that they'll probably cut off orders before even your next meeting, because a lot of agencies are trying to get in before the $100,000 increase.
Right. Okay, so, and then we drive it back out, am I correct?
What's that?
We drive the fire engine?
I believe we have in the past.
Or you don't
we've
ship
done
it
back
out
there.
there? There's no cost in shipping it?
No, they usually bring it into Coos, which is out of Eugene.
Oh, okay.
They finish up all the final details, and then we usually go pick it up, bring it down, because then we do a service testing at the time of delivery as well.
So you just pick it up out of Eugene then?
Yes.
Great. All right, council, I'd like to proceed on this.
I move that we approve the purchase of a fire engine and select a payment plan for the purchase.
Plan 3?
Plan three.
Oh, sorry, Plan 3.
Okay. It's been moved, and do I have a second?
Second?
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the purchase of fire engine and payment plan number 3 that's in our agenda item here. Any other discussion on this? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it passes. Thanks, everyone. City manager's report.
I'm going to take that.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Yeah. So I'd start off with saying that the fish cleaning station is finished. I don't know if anybody's had an opportunity to check it out, but it's pretty nice, I've been told. We are continuing the work on the fishing piers. We're just waiting on some good weather for the contractors to get back in there. Flagpoles are in at the boardwalk. We are also working on a letter of interest for a grant that we would intend to apply for through the Judith Ann Mogan Foundation. We're hoping to do that for a project in Mingus Park, the small children's play area, hopefully get funds to raise that play area up out of where it normally floods and replace that equipment that's there. The letter of interest is that first step. After that, then we'll march forward with the grant application. We are also working with the Mill Casino and the City of North Bend to put together a bid to host the 2025-26 Oregon Mayors Association Conference. We held that here in 2020, I believe. The bid for that was placed in 2018. I think the conference went over really well, a lot of satisfied people to be here in this community, and I also believe that the Oregon Mayors Association held their board meeting, or it's coming up here very soon, so not only did they like to be here for the conference, they've chosen to come back for their board meeting. So, and then just kind of speaking of groups that are coming to our area, we have a Oregon Police Canine Association will be coming here in the next couple weeks. Expecting about 100 teams in attendance for that. And then that segues into a team. We have the Bay Area Brigade, 101 Brigade coming up that the Chamber puts on. And we are hoping we can put together a Coos Bay team of people. In the past, it has been kind of a competition between the schools, North Bend, Marshfield, and SWAC. Whoever gathers the most garbage in weight, but this year they're doing it in teams, so you can actually have your own team. So if you're interested, we're putting together a Coos Bay team. So
when is it?
It is April 29th, and there's a number of things that are happening with this event. There's some stuff that's happening at the casino. We can get you guys that information. It's been in our Friday update as well. But so if you're interested, let me know.
Are you trying to reach out to Rick to see he was, the team? Didn't last time you show up with a dump truck or something?
We'll take any ringers we can get.
Yeah, well, he was on a mission to win that. All right.
All right, so that was it.
That's it?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Nicole, appreciate it. Council comments, Sarah?
Sorry, trying to get my mute off. Nothing for me tonight, thank you.
All right, thank you. Carmen?
I actually don't have much tonight as well. I guess I'll just kind of join in on echoing the thank yous to all the volunteers that help the city run. It's really important. And the 911 dispatch, of course, very important, and glad that see the city is celebrating the Child Abuse Awareness Prevention Month as well. So just kind of riding the coattails on that, but thank you.
Right. Drew?
Nothing exciting, quiet night.
Rob?
I don't have much either, just one small announcement. My wife and I have accepted an offer on our house, and our plan is to move to Eugene area. So with that on the horizon, I will be announcing my resignation from my positions on City Council and the Urban Renewal Agency at the adjournment of the May 16th meetings. My wife is going to continue her work hybrid, and I'm working on doing the same with my job, so we will still be in the area 4 or 5 times a week, and we plan on staying as connected to the community as we always have been. And that's all I have.
I guess, thank you.
I'll save the sappy stuff for the May 16th council comments, okay?
All righty. Stephanie?
Not too much, just really want to recognize the proclamations that we made tonight, that the city has made. I feel that those are all very important things, and each with their own merit, and that's really all that I have, other than trying to follow that up. I'm sad to hear that, but I'm not surprised.
Don't try to compete with them. We don't need more resignation.
That's for sure. Anyway, we'll talk about it on the 16th, but Rob will be definitely missed, been an asset. And anyway, also I want to chime in on the proclamations we did tonight. All these are very well thought about in the community. Kids Hope Center for the Child Abuse is a wonderful organization, and they do a fantastic job. And unfortunately, it's a service that's needed. And the 911 center, as I mentioned earlier, to have those individuals. How many do we have now? 911? We've expanded to?
We have 14.
14. And we're in the process, because we're busting at the seams, we're expanding that. And how's that coming along?
It's coming along.
Good.
We're kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern, waiting for our plans to be completed, and then we'll go out for bid.
Good. So for the equipment and for the, are you going to do any of that in-house, or you're going to get a contractor to do it, right?
The construction phases of it, yeah, we're going to get a contractor to do that.
Okay.
And we have done a couple tours at a few of the dispatch centers, looking at different equipment configurations. We want to make sure that we do this right. And so we've been kind of just looking around, and we have some good ideas.
Well, I know that most of us took a tour, some of us did, and I was fortunate enough to be able to do it, and it looks like it's going to work out well. And the other thing, of course, is the volunteers. As was mentioned, there's over 170 that volunteer besides the others that do things like this brigade cleanup and the parks cleanup, and James is involved, and it goes on in the list. And as I mentioned earlier, and I just want to reiterate, without the volunteers, it'd be very difficult to operate our city in the fashion that we do. I also am glad to hear that a lot of the boardwalks getting done. Unfortunately, I have not been down there to see it. I'm sorry that I haven't. I have to make an issue to go down there and check it out tomorrow. Anyway, short meeting, and I will adjourn. There's nothing come back before the city council meeting. We do have an urban renewal, so I'll adjourn the Coos Bay City Council meeting, and Stephanie will take over the urban renewal.
We need a couple minutes to get everything switched over, and then we'll convene after that.